Hey, this is the national treasure, Nick Aldis, and you're listening to the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. We are your host. He's the Stallion. I am the Enforcer. And this week, it's AEW Revolution. It's the New Japan Cup. It's a big week in wrestling, man. There's a lot going on. I just read right now, breaking news, you are no longer allowed to slap your thigh in the WWE. Did you hear about this?
No, I did not hear about that. No thigh slapping on Super Kicks?
No thigh slapping allowed, and you will be fined should you slap your thigh in the WWE and in NXT.
Oh, NXT as well. Okay, that's interesting. All right, I did not realize that.
Adam Cole is probably going to be, which just makes sense because Shawn Michaels there, and he's like the guy that never slapped his thigh. So, but if you're going to do the thigh slap, have one guy that does it, right? If you're going to outlaw it, let Adam Cole do it, nobody else. But yeah, that's breaking news, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, yeah, I feel bad for guys like him and the Usos, I guess, specifically. They seem to be ones that do a lot of that thigh slapping. So I guess we'll see how that. I wonder how long it'll take guys to adjust to that.
Yeah. I mean, Vince is probably just going to flip-flop next week anyway, but listen, we're not here to talk about Vince McMahon. We're not even here to talk about my brand new Born Scum t-shirt, Born Scum Fiends. If you're like, man, that's a pretty sick shirt, I'd show you the back. It's the Misfits skull, but I'm not going to get up. I'm wearing pajama pants, but if you're like, man, that's a sick shirt, or that's a sick hat, because I also copped the Born Scum camo Born Scum hat, Born Scum skull hat. Check out our friends over at Born Scum Clothing Company and use our promo code All Night Long for 10% off. 10%, 5. I don't even know. It's a percentage off. Just do it. But I ordered this 3 days ago and it came today. And if you're watching this video, you're like, man, the Stallion looks like he's distracted. We would like to welcome another member to the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast family. And that is Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Duke of Earl. Duke. The Stallion has, in fact, adopted. Oh, do we have him there? Is he there?
He's around. We'll see.
No.
I'm sure he'll get into frame eventually.
Yeah. He has adopted a puppy, which is a life-changing occasion, right? It's how would you say your life has changed in the last 7 days?
Significantly, I guess would probably be the best way that I could put it. Listen, if you're someone who wants to spend a certain percentage of your life cleaning up urine and fecal matter from a puppy, then this is the best thing you could possibly do. It's just adopt an animal, adopt a dog specifically, and just enjoy that for the rest of your life. There he goes. There he is.
What's up, big guy? What's up, D-Bomb? What's up, Duke the Dumpster?
Right into frame.
Look at that tail.
He's already knocked over my Iron Sheik Funko Pop today. And I have not picked that up. So apparently he is.
Fuck us.
Yeah,
he's not happy. I think he hates Iran.
I think that's the thing. I'm gonna have to show him the Hogan Iron Sheik match from 1984 and see if that'll maybe pick up his spirits. So,
And where do we get him from? What was the rescue?
I don't. Furry friends, dogs. I don't know.
Furry friend dog rescue. Hashtag adopt, don't shop. Don't be a fucking idiot and buy a dog when there are a million dogs that you could adopt for free and not give money to the fucking Amish with scum of the earth. Fucking anyway. Why we're here this week? We're here to talk about AEW Revolution this Sunday, the pay-per-view. Actually, last year's pay-per-view of the year, I believe, according to the Wrestling Observer. And we've got one hell of a card, and we have also big surprises, a fucking exploding barbed wire ring death match. I mean, without further ado, Joe, let's get right into the card. Give you our predictions. Are there betting odds anywhere for this show?
I will bring that. I'll take a look for that. As we're talking about the pre-show match. So the pre-show match, there's 9 matches, 8 of them on the main card. And the pre-show match is Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel. So while you're giving me your prediction for that, I will take a look at the betting odds for the main card.
Riho and Thunder versus. I'm gonna go with Thunder Rosa and Riho getting the pin on Reba aka Rebel. She's the least experienced woman in the match. Well, not least experienced, but least focused on in AEW. And I feel like she could take a loss and it wouldn't affect her. Where you don't really want to pin Riho, who's just coming back into the fold, and Thunder Rosa, who is going to be picking up steam as the NWA starts in like 2 or 3 weeks. Man, it's going to be a crazy March. But for me, I'm going with Thunder Rosa and Riho.
I agree with you. I think that this is really, like you said, it's going to be Reba taking the pinfall loss or submission loss, perhaps, in this pre-show match. So I'm with you that Thunder Rosa and Riho will get the victory. So I have found betting odds for Revolution.
Okay.
There are betting odds for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches of the 9. So as those matches come up, we will go ahead and introduce the betting odds. So let's start with the tag team championships. It's Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, versus Chris Jericho and MJF. And a lot of this storyline revolved around the Inner Circle, which team from the Inner Circle would get the tag title match. Jericho and MJF won a triple threat. Shortly after that, Sammy Guevara decided to leave the Inner Circle because of all the problems he'd been having with MJF. So there's a lot of drama, potential infighting going on there. Sammy Guevara has been off television since he left the group. The Young Bucks are currently favored at minus 250. Chris Jericho and MJF are a underdog at plus 170.
This also, Jericho and MJF killed Mr. Jackson. Killed the
correct
Papa
Buck.
Yeah. I was going back and forth in this one, but I think we're going to see new tag champs. I think that there's something to be said about Jericho and MJF winning the titles, and there being some dissension among the ranks in the Inner Circle with LAX, aka EYFBO. And I don't know if the Young Bucks necessarily need the titles, and I know that they're talking about Tony Khan, or actually it was either Tony Khan or Cody was talking about introducing a 6-man tag title soon, and possibly a tournament. So I think that could be a good spot for the Young Bucks to help with that division. But I'm going to go with the underdogs here. What is it, plus 270?
It is plus 170.
Plus 170. That's okay. Still some money to be made here. So I'm going with the Inner Circle.
All right. I like it. So I'm going to go with the Bucks to retain, because I think that the direction they're going in is, I'm going to say that Jericho takes the loss here, and then that kind of fuels the MJF trying to take over the Inner Circle storyline. So you can blame Jericho for the loss, and there'll be some further dissension there.
Doesn't have it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Bucks of Youth in this one.
I'm sorry. Nick, not so slick. I wish my hair was way more thick. Jackson is what. But then MJF also called Conrad turkey tits, and he really popped me. That was a whole.
He's really spot on, I have to say. So, speaking of tag teams, let's go to the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. So the winner of this will get a future AEW Tag Team Championship shot. The teams are, here we go, Bear Country, Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
Beaver Boys. Bears and Beavers.
Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Santana and Ortiz. Butcher and the Blade. Private Party. Top Flight. Pac and Ray Phoenix. Varsity Blondes.
VBs.
Seidel Brothers. SCU. The Natural Nightmares. Chaos Project, the Gun Club, and Allen Angels and Preston Vance of the Dark Order. So there are 3 Dark Order teams in this Casino Battle Royal.
Well, if I'm going to continue with my belief that MJF and Jericho are going to win the titles, my pick for this is going to be LAX. The feud is just built in, man. Surprised to hear there's no FTR in this match.
Yeah, unless I overlooked them completely, but I'll go through it one more time and make sure I didn't miss them. But I did not see them in the match. So no, they're not listed on Wikipedia. So they are not listed here.
Okay. Is Duke okay? That's my question.
You can hear that, huh? Okay.
Oh yeah.
He's fine. He's got a little bit of he doesn't like social distancing. How about that? He's not a fan of social distancing.
Is he
He
moving
likes
to
to be.
Pacific?
No.
Or he can also then participate in sports that were created for females, and because
He-
they put a ban on transgender sports. Look at that. So weird.
we've really taken a turn. He's actually from Kentucky, so he was born and bred in Kentucky, and now is on the mean streets of New York City. So he's fine.
A-Town. Yes, Kentucky.
My official pick for this match is going to be Death Triangle of Pac and Ray Phoenix, because I think they've really been pushing Pac. They gave them a squash victory on Dynamite this past week, and then at the end of the show, when they had their big kind of closing brawl with all the different teams, they kind of had a very spotlighted entrance into the brawl. So I'm gonna go with Pac and Ray Phoenix, and if my prediction is correct that the Young Bucks win, a Young Bucks versus Pac and Ray Phoenix match would probably be very off the charts. So that would be quite amazing. No odds for that match, obviously, because there's a gazillion teams.
Sure.
Let's go with Miro and Kip Sabian versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. So Trent Beretta obviously out with an injury. The angle here was when Penelope and Kip got married on an episode of Dynamite. Miro was the best man, and of course Charles the Butler caused a little bit of chaos, and Orange Cassidy popped out of a cake. So these guys are now having a match. Best friends of Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy are favored at -160, and Miro and Kip Sabian at +120.
Charles the Butler is so good. Miro and Kip Sabian here are going to get the win. And Miro cut a promo last week, and I feel like he was speaking. God, I'm so sorry. I feel bad for the dumpster. I do. I feel terrible. I feel like last week on AEW Dynamite, Miro was talking directly to our friend BK, because BK, huge Miro mark, loved the Rusev angle, hates what he's doing now with the whole video gaming and not being a murderous killer. And Miro cut a promo, I think, and he said something along the lines of, if you're tired of me acting like it's all about fun and games, everything's going to change this Saturday. So I think Miro's going to beat the shit out of everybody on Saturday, and I think he's going to get the win here with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. Lots of motivation in that match.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it too. I think that this should be another opportunity for them to make Miro look very strong. Chuck Taylor can easily afford a loss. Him and Orange Cassidy are not a regular team. So I think if you have Miro beat Chuck Taylor in this match, then that's the best way to go. So I'm going to go with the underdog here as well. Miro and Kip Sabian. Excuse me. Let's go to Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin and Sting in a street fight.
This one is so interesting. I heard rumors it was going to be cinematic. I don't know if that's true. Do we know if that's going to be a cinematic match?
I don't know if it's going to be cinematic. I would have to imagine that a large portion of it will be either taped from outside the arena, or it'll be taking place outside the main arena in Daly's Place. That would be my guess, just based off of, no disrespect to Sting, but he is 61 years old. He has not had a match in 5 or 6 years, so I think that's probably the best way to do it. Maybe have some of those in the actual streets fighting that they have talked about. Darby Allin and Sting are a heavy favorite at -450. Cage and Starks, the underdog, at +275.
+275. See, here's the thing. You want to keep Team Taz strong because they're like one of the only real factions that have like a unifying faction here. Darby Allin as the champion, you don't want him to lose here. Although the TNT title has kind of been shuffled away with this. This one's really hard for me to kind of pick. I'm going to go with Sting and Darby. I think Ricky Starks can afford a loss because he's such a damn good talker and he's so entertaining. You don't pin Brian Cage here, but you pin Ricky Starks, and I'm going to go with Sting and Darby.
I agree. I'm going to go with Sting and Darby as well. I think the way that they've brought Sting in and made him feel like the legend that he is and a big deal that he is, and associating him with Darby to kind of even further push Darby with the audience. He's already the TNT champion. I think it would be a mistake to have Sting lose in his first match in AEW. So I believe that Sting and Darby will win this match as well. Now you're going to have to help me here with this next one. my pronunciations are not the best. So the AEW Women's World Championship is Hikaru Shida versus Ryo Mizunami.
Mizunami. You nailed it. You nailed that. That's a 10 out of 10. So the storyline here, which I wasn't aware of because I am not a Puroresu. How do you say that? Puroresu?
Puroresu.
Puroresu. Puroresu. I'm not a Joshi encyclopedia like I want to be. Like I want to watch all Japan women's wrestling from 1985 to 1988. 95 to 98, and that's it, right? Like that's all I want to do because I know how good it is. So I didn't know they were former tag team partners and they broke up. But I think Shida gets the win here. I think Ryo Mizunami. Mizunami. Yeah. She's been interesting. I didn't expect her to beat
Nyla Rose.
Yes, but even before that, the other legend she defeated in the second round, it's her.
Aja Kong?
Thank you. You're so good. Yeah, I didn't expect her. I mean, she did win via count out. It was an interesting match. She's got like a dance, like a two-step thing going on. She does in the ring. Sometimes I feel like she's not taking it. Like it doesn't look like she's taking it seriously, but she reminds me of Togi Makabe, like in the way that she wrestles. She's a power wrestler. She had a really good match with Nia Jax the other day, which it must have been so good that they bridged the hour. Nyla Rose.
Nobody has good matches with Nia Jax, bro. That's not.
Well, I was gonna say we were talking. I don't want to veer off on a tangent here, but at the 9 o'clock hour on Wednesday, Nia Jax was in the ring on NXT and Nyla Rose was in the ring on AEW. So it was very interesting choice. But I know the AEW Women's Division matches, like the ratings are through the roof. That being said, I think Shida keeps the title here. I think it should be a fantastic match, and maybe it sets up. I can't even imagine who Shida's next opponent would be. To be honest with you, after that.
I don't know. I keep thinking it's going to be Britt Baker, and they keep seeming holding off on that for some reason. But I also am going to go with Shida. I was not expecting Mizunami to win the Eliminator tournament. I will now refer to her as the Miz going forward. But I am also going to go with
the Miz. The
Miz's.
Yeah, the Miz's.
Miz and Mrs. They should just have her replace Maurice on the TV show, and then it would be high comedy all the way around. So I'm going to go with Shida as well, and I'm with you. I don't know who her next opponent is going to be. She's been a champion for a long time, but hopefully they have something in mind, and we'll see what happens. Next, let's go to the big money match. It's Adam Page, the Hangman, versus Matt Hardy. The winner receives the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings. That is the
$31,816 is actually what's on the line here. Hangman Page is going to win. He outsmarted Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy should be losing at this stage. Hangman Adam Page should not be losing. And hopefully, if all's well that ends well at the end of the night, we'll be seeing this. And Adam Page will finally join the legions of the Dark Order.
I also like Adam Page. He's minus 350 as a favorite. Matt Hardy minus 225. Excuse me, plus 225. This feud's been a little bit more entertaining than I would have expected it to be. So I think it's maybe just because I find Hangman to be entertaining in general. But everything that you said, I agree with. He should be winning. He should, needs to get continued momentum as he works his way back up the card. And hopefully we'll get maybe an AEW title shot at some point later in the year. So I'm going to go with the Hangman in this one also.
And join the Dark Order. Johnny Hungies has been doing everything to recruit you. Do you watch Being the Elite?
Occasionally I'll watch it, but I don't get to watch it every week regularly, unfortunately.
Me neither. But when it pops up, like I go to these segments, and it's just so entertaining. Like just that needs to be on TV more. So that's why I want Hangman Page in the Dark Order. I love you, Adam.
So, 2 matches to go. All right, so we got. And maybe we'll split it up with the big surprise prediction. So we've got the Face of the Revolution ladder match for the future TNT Championship match. So far, we have Cody Rhodes, we have Scorpio Sky, We have Penta El Cerro Miedo, I think. Lance Archer, Max Caster from the Acclaimed, and a TBA, so a surprise entrant in this ladder match. So
So much going on, dude. There's so much happening in this match.
I agree. I think that. So I'm just looking at the participants. I'm gonna go with the TBA, and I have no idea who it's going to be, so I can't even venture a guess. The last time they did something like this, that Brian Cage debuted and won the match. And I think he ended up getting an AEW world title opportunity against Jon Moxley last year. I don't think Cody Rhodes will win because he's been around the TNT title for a long time. I don't think a rematch with him and Darby is something that they should be doing right now, especially considering he'll probably be needing some time off at some point in the future once his newborn baby girl is born. Scorpio Sky is coming back off an injury. I could see him winning. I could see Penta winning. Lance Archer's had a bunch of title shots. I don't think this is an opportunity for him to be there, but maybe I'm wrong. And Max Caster, I don't see it happening. So I'm going with TBA to win, and I legitimately have no idea who it's going to be.
I'm gonna go with Scorpio Sky, for all the reasons that you kind of outlawed. All the things you said running through my head. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Scorpio Sky winning this. As far as the TBA, I don't know. I feel like maybe we're gonna get somebody from New Japan or somebody from Impact Wrestling, or somebody from NWA. I have no fucking idea, and that's what's so cool. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want people giving me spoilers or telling me shit. I don't care. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. My pick for Joe. Who's your pick? Who's your pick for the TBA?
I don't know. I think it'll probably be somebody like you said from either Impact or New Japan. I could see somebody from New Japan who maybe lives in the United States appearing here as the sixth entrant. But I don't. It's so hard to. Maybe Dirty Daddy. How about that? Let's go with Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson, just because I like saying Dirty Daddy Chris Dickinson any possible time. So,
Dude,
speaking,
if Chris Dickinson showed up, I would fucking lose my mind. You know who should be though? Eddie Kingston. I feel like he needs to get it. She should be in there.
I would fully support that as well. So before we get to the main event, the bomb was dropped on Dynamite last week by no longer the Big Show, Paul White.
No more Big Show.
No more Big Show. That there will be a huge, huge star in the world of professional wrestling that is debuting at Revolution, not Evolution, Paul White, on Sunday, and they were signing a multi-year contract.
Sorry, did he?
He bossed it.
Did he call it?
Yes. Because I think the new show is like AEW Dark Evolution that he's going to be commentating on.
Elevation.
Elevation. There you go. Okay.
Oh, you're right. There was a botch, and then somebody had to. Oh no, JR also called it AEW Revelation or something, and then Tony's like Elevation. A lot of words going on. Uh-oh.
He also called Kenny Omega the WWE champion recently. I'm pretty sure. So that here it comes. There's the big guy.
Oh no, Hunter must have heard. Now,
there it is.
No. Dude,
So,
Duke the dumpster on camera.
So,
Okay.
So people have been speculating of who this is going to be for the last several days. There's been a ton of names thrown out there. I've heard. So here's the thing. I think people are just speculating based off of non-active wrestlers in WWE right now. So they're talking about potential Hall of Fame type folks like Kurt Angle.
I think Big Show's, Paul's terminology was Hall of Fame worthy.
Worthy, yes. Some people have said Kurt Angle. Some people have said Christian. Some people have said John Cena. Some people have said CM Punk, Brock Lesnar, Christian. I've heard all those names. I even saw a theory where the reveal will be Paul White himself as the surprise, and he'll turn heel immediately, and everyone will hate him. So, oh, cool, he's peeing on the floor. We knew it. We knew it would happen.
Wait, on the wheat bed or on the floor?
No, on the floor. He's just mad. So I don't know. I don't have a good prediction for this. I don't have an answer. Here's what I'll say. I hope CM Punk has already come out and said it's not him. So it won't be CM Punk. I hope it's not Kurt Angle, because as much as I enjoy Kurt Angle, he should not be wrestling anymore.
Although I did read he was incredibly dejected with how WWE booked him towards the end. So that's like, and if you look at Sting, like they clearly are making Sting important and special and not whatever he's doing. So I can see why it would be Kurt Angle, but I also agree. Everything okay, pal?
Yeah, he's fine. He's digging into my vitamin C. He wants to get his immunity up. That's all. He's trying to.
Yeah. Well, in the time of COVID, with everything going on, it's like.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't know, man. I don't know who my official guest is going to be for who this is. I don't know. I don't know who. I cannot think of anybody that they would get that would regularly appear on Dynamite every other. Because right now they're taping every other week, I believe, right? So they're taping every 2 weeks. And they do a live show and then a tape show. So I don't know. I would like it to be Brock Lesnar. I think that would be fun. But I think also people would get tired of it right away if he's going to do the same act where he only comes in every couple of months for a match, and it's going to be the same type of part-time stuff that people don't want to see. So I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be, but hopefully they can deliver on whomever it is, and it'll be somebody that will contribute to the show on a regular basis. And if it is as big a name as they're claiming it will be, then it'll only help AEW in the long run.
And especially if Vince is leaving Tuesdays, right? And it's just AEW on Wednesday nights, I think viewership should skyrocket. Dude, if it's the Big Show, I'm going to be so devastated. But you know what? Speaking of the Big Show, I would be okay with him having a match in AEW. I know it's a crazy thought, but I feel like he should wrestle and have a program with Lance Archer, with Archer going over at the end and getting the rub. I think that would be, because you mentioned Archer's had a bunch of title shots, and I would agree with you completely. I think him with the Big Show is cool. It'd be something a little bit different, and big man gives the big man the rub. So as far as my guess, it's without a shadow of a doubt, going to be Baron von Raschke.
Okay, that's fair. That's good. All right, so that brings us to the main event. So Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Championship against Jon Moxley. Let me make sure that I say this properly. Exploding barbed wire death match. That is the match on Sunday for the AEW World Title. I think it was it Onita that was on Dynamite Wednesday?
Yuji Onita on fucking AEW. And I saw something the other day, and they were like, what cool character would be cool? A wrestling character would be like a Negan in Walking Dead. Guess what? Fucking Onita was wearing a leather jacket, had a barbed wire bat long before that doofus. So no, Onita, fucking Negan is modeled after Onita, and Onita on TV, I was like, holy shit. And they got the rights to some of the footage, and they were showing some of the FMW stuff. I was like, dude, this is why. I don't know, man. Go, keep going. I'm just excited.
So in terms of betting odds, Kenny Omega is a favorite. He's minus 550. Jon Moxley plus 325 underdog. So it's cool. Here's the thing. I am 99% confident that Kenny Omega is going to win this match. I don't feel there's a lot of mystery here. I don't think that they're going to put the title right back on Moxley. Again, he is probably going to be taking a little time off soon once the baby that him and Renee Young are having is born. So I think Omega's going to win. But I think what really the draw of this match is for me, and maybe a lot of other people, is what are they going to do inside this exploding barbed wire death match? I mean, the ropes are replaced with barbed wire. There are triggers in the ring for explosions to go off at certain locations or certain spots.
I'm sorry, that's true. The ropes are replaced with barbed wire?
Yes, I believe it. I think it's the same, as far as I know, it's the same as Born to be Wired from ECW, right? Where it's just barbed wire, no ropes.
I thought it was like the landmine pits on the outside of the ring. This is which there might be.
There might be, yeah. I don't know how those those explosions happen, but I guess we'll find out on Sunday. So
this is awesome. Oh man. One idea, because so you're going with Kenny Omega, right?
I'm going with Kenny Omega. Yes.
I'm also going with the cleaner. I think there's a couple of ways it could go. Maybe this legend coming in could cost Moxley the match, and then Moxley goes right into a feud with that. Or I don't know, man. There's so many question marks going into the show. It's really fun. With the Bullet Club, is this person going to be coming from New Japan? I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. I'm going to be sitting in front of the TV watching fucking people blow up on Sunday night. I'm going to love every second of it, and that's all I got. I'm just
it's going to be super entertaining. I think it's just. I mean, I haven't seen one of these matches except for tapes of Cactus Jack and Terry Funk doing one many years ago. So I'm sure that Moxley, being out of his mind as he is, will put on a performance in this match that people will remember for a long time. So that's it.
Time off, like you said, this could be a good way to get there. My level of excitement for this show is like a 9.5. Like I'm top to bottom, it's giving you a little bit of everything. You're getting your ladder match, you're getting street fights, you're getting barbed wire blowing up, like all kinds of shit. So it's going to be a great show. I will be live tweeting at All Night Long WP, wherever you find us on social media. But follow us on Twitter, definitely at All Night Long WP. Facebook.com/All Night Long WP, over on Instagram. Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to the show. We have the New Japan Cup that we're watching. We just released not our bracketology because I didn't write it down, but we have our predictions for the entire tournament. As a matter of fact, right now I'm going to catch up on day one of the New Japan Cup. So that's it. It's another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast is in the books. He is your host. He's the Stallion. I am the Enforcer, and Hunter's flying up the stairs, and we are tapping out.